it's me, it's Liz. This is my third Flosstube, and first things first, I figured I would explain why the name on my YouTube is Elizabeth. So like 10 years ago, maybe even longer, I had a boyfriend that called me Elizabeth because my name is Elizabeth. I don't know, it was like a cutie name he gave me. And I just never changed it because it's been like that for forever on YouTube, so that's what it is. So I just added crafts because I do crafts. So here we go. This isn't gonna be a long video. I just have some WIPS to show you and haul that I didn't show you last time. So first, let's get into the WIPS. Let's see, what all did I work on? So the last thing I showed last time was the Schitts Creek sampler, and I had worked on it over at my in-laws. I had worked on the trees. Haven't done much. Let's see, I think, oh, I don't even know because it's from today. Maybe 150, 200 stitches today. So I just extended the trees a little bit. So this is where the roof, the bottom roof starts on the motel. And then this tree goes down to probably about here. So that's all I got done. Oh, and I added 2 more crows. But I did find a font that I'm going to change the Schitts Creek to, because I didn't like this because it looks too blocky. I don't like it. But I did find a font that I think is going to work. And this needle minder is from Gecko Rouge, and it's different than most needle minders, well, all my needle minders. Instead of just having the plain magnet, it has this plastic that the magnet's in here, and then there's a magnet here, so they snap together. So it's just different, but it works, and it's got a squirrel. So, but that's from Gecko Rouge, from Etsy. So like I said, didn't do much, maybe 200 stitches, I don't know. The big one I worked on was the Cryptid stitch along, because today's Saturday, the 18th. Well, yesterday they released the 3rd Cryptid. So I told myself I wasn't even gonna look. I wasn't gonna look at it. Didn't want to know what the 3rd one was until I finished the 2nd one. So I even took it to work with me so I could work on it at lunch, because I wanted to get it done. And I did. I got the Nightcrawler all the way done, except I realized when I posted on Facebook that I finished it before the next one, I still have to do the back stitching around the dudes. And then the 3rd one goes here. So I have to extend my frame and then put my 3rd guy there. But that was yesterday. I did 462 stitches, but that was all of the guys and part of their frame and the words, I think. So that was another big one. And this needle minder is, it's a skull, kind of like a sugary skull, but not. I think it's September House, I think is the brand. I got this one from Amazon, but they do have an Etsy shop. I think they were out of stock of the skull on the Etsy shop, so I got it on Amazon, but it's still through them. And the funny story of the week, well, super funny to other people, not me, I decided I didn't want to take my Chinese Zodiac to work again. I wanted to work on something else, so I brought Fifth Element to work on it. And I grabbed this thing because I was thinking this is the floss for Fifth Element. I get to work, I'm in the break room, I start getting everything out, and I look at my chart. I'm like, okay, so I need number 8 on the chart. And I look at my floss thingies, there's no number 8. You know why? Because this is the floss for something else. This is the floss for the stamped cross stitch. I don't know why I was rushing. I don't know why I thought this was for Fifth Element, but it wasn't. So packed everything back up into my bag and didn't get to stitch at lunch, but I got to watch Flosstube videos. So there you go. So I still didn't get to work on it, and I was thinking about working on it today, but I started working on Schitts Creek instead. And I'm going to my dad's house tomorrow, and I don't want to bring a project because it's just going to be us. So it's going to be me, him, and my little girl. So it'd be kind of awkward if I brought something to work on. But so it'll wait till next week probably. And this needle minder, I figured I would go over my needle minders. This needle minder says, "I love you to the moon and back." It's actually a cover minder from Patty Wax. It's really big, like that's my index finger, it's big. And this came in a set of 2, which she only has a couple of them that are sets of 2. This one, which has the big moon, and then it's got a big cartoony wolf that's howling at the moon. But I saw that and I had to have it, even though it is way bigger than I normally would like. So that's from Patty Wax. Now with Patty Wax, anyone who diamond paints knows that Patty Wax and Distracted by Diamonds, same person. Man, you gotta be on it on Etsy to get her stuff. Her diamond paintings are so popular, they sell out within seconds. Seconds. Like, you have to be ready with your Apple Pay. It's the only way I was able to catch anything was doing Apple Pay, because if you do it where you're doing it through PayPal and you have to go to the PayPal and then you have to log into PayPal, by the time you log in, it's already sold. So the only thing I could do was bring up Etsy on my Safari on my iPhone so I could pay with Apple Pay. That way I could do it as fast as possible. But her Patty Wax itself is not as fast, but the diamond paintings are really fast, and some of the needle minder or cover minders are crazy fast too. But it seems like all of her cover minders are pretty big now. I think they used to be smaller, and then I think the big ones became more popular. So most of them are big now. So next up, this one. I worked so much on this one. I'll show you my little binder thing that I've been working on too, once I get to this one. Okay, Chinese Zodiac. This one, what I showed you last time, I'll put a picture, whichever side it'll be on. It was just like maybe 30 stitches of like just the corner in the metallic gold. I worked non-stop on this for 3 days, took a day off, and then worked another day. So it went from just the metallic thing in the corner, 31 stitches, to this. So many stitches. I did a lot. When I took it to work, I did some of this big knot in the middle. But, so the first day, I did 31 stitches, and it was just like a little bit of this metallic gold. And then the next day, I did 851 stitches, and that's pretty much this entire corner. And then the next day I did 169, and then 2 days later I did 314. So this is 4 days worth of work. But it was so pretty I didn't want to put it down. But I had a plan with this corner. So the back actually looks pretty good. So my plan, I did the littler colors first and waited until the end to do the blue, like the teal color of the fan. That way, the teal color, when I stitched it, it would cover up all the jumps of the little ones, and it worked out pretty well. Like, you can't hardly see any of the loose jumps. So, and then even that knot looks actually kind of cool. But, so, that was my biggest thing that I've worked on this past week. And this is the Artiste vintage 18 count Aida from Hobby Lobby. And it's kind of like a smoky gray, marble kind of thing. And it's just wide enough where I'll have like about 2.5 inches on the sides. So it'll be good for framing or whatever I decide to do with it. And then this little needle minder, this is actually the magnet that my little girl lost. We found it. It was stuck to the side of a bolt on one of my scroll rods. It had just when it fell off, it stuck to the metal. But this little one is actually, it came as a free gift. I got something else and they had this stuck to their business card, and it's just a little button that they put magnets on. But it's really cute. So I figured I would actually use it. And then the other one, this was a brand new start. And this is the pineapple Biscournu. Whoops. So this is how I have the top. This is on 16 count white Aida, and I was hoping if I gave myself, you know, less room, maybe I could get another Biscournu on the other side, since I stacked them like this. So this is, actually, it doesn't look like that much, but it's 292 stitches. But that's the whole border, and then this little bit of the dark green. And this pattern is not Pattern Keeper compatible. So no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to accept the symbols, so I could search symbols. So I just ended up doing it with the color PDF chart, so I can at least see which colors, so I don't have to worry about figuring out what symbol goes to which color. So, but this is my first Biscournu. I watched a video on how to finish it, and I think I'll be able to do it. I hope, because I really like them. They're cute. So I have this pineapple one, and then I have one that is a peacock in my wish list. So if the pineapple one works out and I can stitch it together without everything falling apart, I will do the peacock. And then this needle minder is one that I made. It's it was the pendant that was for resin art, and I just used self-stick felt, and I traced the heart and stuck the felt in there, so it's a thread catcher too. But it's also a needle minder because I put magnets on it. So that I thought was a really cool idea, and I actually found another round pendant that's for resin art at Hobby Lobby, so I got another one so I can have another one, so I don't have to move this from project to project. So that is all I worked on projects. This is what else I've been working on. is like a stitching journal. So I had got the one PDF thing from Etsy, and it comes with like 18 pages to choose from, plus you get the little things to make tabs, and some of them are already pre-labeled with their papers, and then there's a row that's empty so you can just fill in whatever you want. I liked their log, but they wanted it as an hour log, so I just, when I put it into whatever, PowerPoint, I made it so it's a stitch log. So that was really the only thing I changed. So instead of doing hours, because I don't count hours, I get interrupted too much to count hours, so I just do stitches. So I did it as stitches. And then there were several pages that had little bits that I wanted out of the pages. So I kind of combined them into one big page, so it has everything all at once. So I don't have to have a bunch of pages to flip through. So I kind of did a whole bunch of extra work, but this is how I wanted it. So this not only will be for projects that are WIPS, but projects that I'm going to be buying stuff for. So I got the extra page that had the shopping list that has, or not a shopping list, like maybe it was a shopping list. And instead of only having a few color spots for a few colors, it was the one that had more colors. So when I put in all this info, I'll be able to put the colors, so I can just take my notebook with me or take a picture of it before I go to the store, you know. So I did a whole bunch of work combining and pulling and combining to make the pages that I wanted, but I still, you know, I still used stuff from her, so it ended up working out well. So so then what I did today was, in PowerPoint, I got the size of the page for the classic Happy Planner, and I made a square or a rectangle in PowerPoint, and then I downloaded a picture for every project I have. So I printed it on there. Now this one has two because they're both skinny, and they're both from the same place. So on the info sheet, I put both titles, and then I just gave two stitch logs. So like this one is the 1920s Art Deco lady, which I've showed you guys. So this is what it looks like when it's done. I have part of this gray. I have about this far, and then I started the lady. But so I have the picture, the info on the back, and then the stitch log. So that's how I'm gonna do it. And it seems to be working really well. I was worried that the classic Happy Planner would be too big, so I had everything worked out for the little mini one, but it was way too small. So I also got the planner cover for the mini, and now I'm not going to be using the mini, so I'm gonna have to use that for something else. So I ordered a cover from the same lady that did this for this big one. So that's another WIP, was my WIP book. So now let's get into haul, which I'm hoping I can remember where things are from, since obviously my phone, which would have the info, is right there. Now one thing, Mislaid Pages, she has a floss tube. I've watched some of her floss tubes. You know, I like her, she's cool. But she also has an Etsy shop where she sells paper patterns. And this one I had in my wish list for a long time. I don't really like paper patterns, but I had to get it. It's Winged Blackbirds from Carriage House Samplings, because I love Winged Blackbirds. And when we walk our dogs around the ponds by the church, because they have a big pond in front of the church, there's always Winged Blackbirds in the cattails. And I thought this was just beautiful. And it's not actually very big. It's only 80 stitches wide by 120 high. So it's really not that big, and I'm definitely doing this one. So I'm really excited about that. So that's from Mislaid Pages. And this I just got today in the mail. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. But it's from DotDotGoose. It is a thread buddy, I think she called it. It's like felt or fleece, and it's got cam snaps, so it snaps shut. It's got a little loop, so if you have your scissors on a fob, you can clip them onto there. It's got this little felt heart, so you can put your extra needles in there, and then when you have your orts, your little leftover threads, you can just stick it to it, and it sticks to the felt or fleece. I think it's like a fleece stabilizer. But I got this one because it's bees, and I really think it's cute, but I was not expecting it to be this big, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll use it anyway. If nothing else, it'll be good to put in my bag for work when I take my cross stitch to work. I should show you that, but it's downstairs, so that's gonna have to wait till next time. And then ones from last time, I had some haul and I didn't get to show you. Now these are from an Etsy shop. I can't think of where. I can't think. So maybe I did show these last time, but I'm in love with this one. Yeah, I did, because this is the Elixir. So this is Elixir. This is 18 count. And it's like the green, and it's got like the purpley splotches. Haven't figured out what I'm going to use it for, but I had to have it. And then this one is 18 count Midnight Ride. And it's like a blue with purpley splotches. And then this one is Once in a Blue Moon. Oh, Fiberless. No, that's the company that did this. I don't know. Once in a Blue Moon. This is 18 count. And this one's just kind of mottled blue. But one thing, so the Chinese Zodiac came on the, or it's on the 18 count Artiste brand from Hobby Lobby, and they come in these really nice pouches. And look, these fit in there just perfect. So I can keep them so they don't get, I don't know, dirty, I guess. And I have another one, so I'll be able to keep those in there until I'm ready to do whatever I'm going to do. I want to get the flat, like, flat baggies that are for like rolling up poster tubes, rolling up posters. So I can have everything rolled up so I don't have to worry about those creases. I don't like the creases. And then I got this really cute fat quarter because I can't not buy fabric if it's cute. Look, it's balloon dogs and balloon giraffes. It's balloon animals. So when I make my own project bag, I'm gonna use this. And then, so I went to Hobby Lobby just for this. This is the 18 count, 29.5 by 36 Aida. And this is the ivory color. Oh, there you go, ivory. I got this because I was ready to start my colossal octopus. I have it gridded up. I have the floss. I'm ready to start it. But there's a lot of white stitching. And obviously on white Aida, it's not going to show up. I mean, it is full coverage, so in the end, it's not going to matter. But it's going to be harder to see it to stitch, I think, white on white. So I figured I would go ahead and get the ivory and then use that white for another project that I got. So now at Hobby Lobby, this is $14.99 for 29.5 by 36. And this is the Artiste brand. And then I went over to Michael's. Just because I was there and I wanted to see what else they had in 18 count, because stuff is hard to find when you're searching on their website, because if they don't have it entered in a certain way, it doesn't come up in your search. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go over and see what they've got. Now they have a 29.5 by 36 18 count white. It's by Loops and Threads, which I think is their brand. It was only $9. So this one was 15, this one was 9. But they were out of the ivory, or I would have got that. But it's more stiff, but I think it's because it's rolled tighter. But so I got that because why not? I can always use it to cut down for smaller projects. But this is what I want. I want these like flat, I think they're called flat fold bags. So I can roll up my other fabric so it's in rolls instead of squares. Because with the squares you get the creases. Yes, it's smaller, so it's easier to store, but then you gotta worry about the creases. So I want rolls. So that's from Hobby Lobby and Michael's. And Hobby Lobby, of course, stopped doing their coupon, which, because they say that they have their prices, you know, they have sale stuff all the time. They don't need to give you that coupon anymore. And then Michael's always has 20% off. So I also have another project that I got. I can actually show you a picture of it. So I just got this one, and it's an animal alphabet, and I got that for my little girl. So since at Michael's you can use the 20% off coupon, I went ahead and got the floss. So it's pretty exciting. And I showed her and I was like, oh, look at this, Maggie, do you like this? Do you want this in your room? And she's like, oh, okay. She doesn't care. So got that, those, oh, from Amazon. And I will show you a picture. I took a picture of the package. Okay, it's this tiny little pack of needles. Tiny, tiny little pack. Not even as big as your hand. You should have seen the envelope that they put it in. It was massive. But it's probably the smallest package they have. I don't know. But the cool thing about this was I was like, man, $9 for 6 needles. So I put them in my cart because I need them, because I decided I don't want to do 14 count Aida anymore. I want to do 18 count, which you need the smaller needle. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. And it's like $9.68 after tax. I go to check out, and it says I only have to pay 5 cents. I had 9 something in Amazon credit, or Amazon store credit from a return I did. And I'm like, well, I might as well add something else to my cart. Since I was planning on spending $9, I might as well spend $9 and get something else too. I couldn't find anything else I absolutely had to have, like that I couldn't wait for. So 5 cents for 6 needles. Not bad, except for the ginormous package. And again, I'll show you the picture. It's pretty funny. My mom, or no, it was me. I got a pack of the AR-44 batteries, you know, the little button batteries. I got like the Amazon basic brand. It was like, I don't know, 6 or 8 batteries. So it was on a card. I mean, not much bigger than this. They sent it in a box because it's batteries. It has to be in a box. They sent it in this massive box for a little tiny pack of batteries. Because it's batteries, it had to be in a box. It couldn't be in a padded envelope. So regulations are stupid, just so you know. How much did Amazon have to pay for that box and pay somebody to carry that giant box when they could have just used a bubble envelope? So, you know, craziness. So that was the other haul. Other than that, I think that's really it. Although, I have made a decision that I don't know if I'm going to regret. So, we know the massive Merida. It's on 14 count. It's huge. The fabric is 30 by 30 because on 14 count, it is 24 inches by 24 inches. And I'm pretty far into it. Well, not really. I've got like 500 stitches, maybe 600 stitches in. I've decided I'm gonna do it on 18 count. So it's not as big. Because I don't know what I would do with this if it's 24 inches around. Because I can't get a 24 inch hoop even. There's a 22 inch, and then I think maybe a 26 inch. I mean, what am I gonna, plus I really like 18 count better now. So I'm gonna start over. Kind of sucks, because also I bought this scroll frame just for this. So I'm gonna scale it down and do it 18 count. But at least I made the decision before I got much farther into it. I'm only 5 colors into that little bit in the middle. So, oh well. But I think that's it. Trying to see if there's anything else around to show you. Doesn't look like it. I might put in a little video clip of the bag I got at a thrift store, but I added ribbons to it so I could put my scroll rods in it so I can take it to work. So I can work on things while I'm on my lunch. Because that Laundry Today or Naked Tomorrow that I bought, it's cute, but I'm not really interested in working on it. I bought it just to work on while I'm at lunch. And other than that, I don't really, I mean, it's not anything I want to buy or anything I want to do. So it's probably not going to get worked on anymore. But that's fine. It was only like $7. And I've only put like, you know, maybe 1 hour's worth of work in the 3 days I worked on it. So that's all. I will maybe I'll put in a video clip of the bag that I bought and then made adjustments to. So I will see you in a minute. Okay guys, here is the quick video about the bag that I found at a thrift store. I think it's a travel makeup bag. It's got 2 big zipper pouches. I don't do small projects, but I thought this would be a really good project bag. And it's really pretty. It's like a tapestry fabric. Like it's got bunnies and dogs and flowers and leaves and things. But so this is how I use it. I keep my AirPods in one side, my scissors. It holds my Fire tablet, which has my awesome stickers. I put that in the side without the scissors. And then I use Annie's keepers in my rings. I'm trying not to move my phone. I can fold that in half, put that in there. Now it zips up around, but since I use scroll frames, that won't work for me. So what I did was I used Unique Stitch and put these ribbons on so I can tie the top. Obviously, I can't do this with one hand, but see, can't do it with one hand. But then I can take it to work with me, and I have everything I need. But there we go. That's my thing. So don't overlook the thrift stores. That's all I gotta say. But I thought this was so pretty. Like I said, it's got bunnies, and this is what got me, the lilies of the valley. So here we go. Thanks for watching.